Here then we have the conductor material. Very simple, very straightforward, and this fellow is for use with metallic surfaces. Of course, as we explained way back in Foundations, metals have no diffuse, but they do have a specular reflection colour. That, of course, is what our colour parameter here is for. So for bright metals, things like silver or chrome and so on, that have a white reflection, we tend to use shades of grey at or close to white. Of course, you can, come down from that if you're wanting darker such metals like this that still have essentially a white reflection. Of course, going all the way down to black, which gives you a strongly reduced reflectivity like this. And you'll notice, of course, that this is pretty much equal to lowering your specularity somewhat, but not completely, because of course you'll notice that as you lower the specular down towards 0, then everything does indeed go very, very black, whereas of course when you lower the colour towards black, it does not. Notice what you do get, however, with this is that you have a modification of the Fresnel. So you see that with this dark colour we've got very little reflection on the front facing areas, but we've still got a nice strong, bright reflection on the glancing angles. Remember, of course, that, on metals the Fresnel effect is very shallow. There's an awful lot of reflection still on the front face. But what you'll notice is that as we bring the specular down, if we bring this really low, let's say like 3%, then you'll see that we've still got this very shallow Fresnel effect. We've still got strong reflection on the front and on the grazing angle. The reason we don't when we bring the colour down is of course because the reflections are being tinted by the colour, and that tint is stronger on the front face than it is at the glancing angle. As such, by playing between the colour and the specular values here, then we are given the ability to, tweak the exact appearance of the reflection itself. As well as, of course, using colours that aren't on the grey scale if we're wanting to have, coloured metals. That, as you can see, also works in very much the same way. And again, unlike the black, you can see how that is happening here. We've got this very white reflection on the grazing angles, and of course this strongly coloured reflection on the facing angles. Of course we have roughness, so if we're wanting a blurry reflection, then we just turn up the roughness, allowing us to get very rough or soft metals like this. Also, of course, obviously for metals we have anisotropy, so we can have anisotropic streaked reflections, so we can modulate them that way if necessary. And of course the anisotropy has its rotation, not forgetting of course the need or wish for some form of projection hooked up as elsewhere. And really that is it. Very simple shader conductor, nice and quick and easy, but straight away gives you a very realistic metal look with very little work or input needed.